The Crucible Podcast by Abby Barkus
and Megan Johnson. Hysteria, exaggerated or uncontrollable emotion or excitement, especially among a group of people. Salem, a Puritan village that is tightly bound. Everyone knows everyone's business, and their morals and rules are based strictly on their religion. Their reputations were very important to all of them. Put Hysteria and Salem together, and you have a recipe for disaster.
Hysteria occurred in Salem when Abigail Williams started the rumor that witchcraft was spreading throughout the village. Abigail and her friends wanted to protect their innocence when they were caught dancing in the woods naked, so they blamed others because dancing was wrong according to the Puritan society, which they belonged to, and since Abigail is Reverend Parris's niece, he wanted to protect his reputation.
Hysteria played a huge role in the process of persecuting the people they blamed. The girls would pretend to get cold and see things, but later, Mary Warren said, I heard the other girls screaming, and you, Your Honor, you seemed to believe them. And it were only sport in the beginning, sir, but then the whole world cried spirits. Spirits, and I promise you, Mr. Danforth, I only thought I saw them, but I did not.
The girls first blamed Tituba because Abigail says, she sends her spirit on me in church. She makes me laugh at prayer. She comes to me every night to go and drink blood. They blamed Tituba for witchcraft because she was an easy target since she was a slave and was low in the social status. Then, when Tituba is interviewed, she blames Sarah Good and Goody Osborne because she claimed she saw their names in the Devil's Book. When the girls see that Tituba gives names of suspected witches, it was their way out.
They even end up turning on Mary Warren, and then she and all the girls run to one wall, shielding their eyes. And now, as though cornered, they let out a gigantic scream, and Mary, as though infected, opens her mouth and screams with them. It really shows how infectious hysteria is to get Mary Warren all caught up in it, and go back to her lie, where she then says that Proctor bewitched her, which caused them to listen to hysteria instead of logic, and sent Proctor to jail for bewitching her.
Hysteria made Salem turn on each other. The hysteria made Paris fearful, and instead of looking at the facts, they just started arresting people. Paris said, "These people should be summoned for questioning. This is a clear attack upon the court. I think you will want to know from each and every one of them what discontents them with you." Innocent people were blamed for outrageous crimes from their neighbors who held grudges on them. Abigail Williams accused Elizabeth Proctor of witchcraft for revenge on her because she wanted Elizabeth to go to jail so she could be with John Proctor.
Also, Thomas Putnam blamed Rebecca Nurse of killing his wife's babies because Rebecca Nurse was Mrs. Putnam's midwife, and all of her babies died except for 1 out of 7, and Rebecca had lots of children, so the Putnams thought that they cursed them. Also, they had land, and Thomas Putnam wanted the land. Even after Abigail and her friends ran away, the hysteria still continued. They went through with the hangings, even though it was evident that the girls had lied about it. Danforth, the judge, would not have people questioning him and his authority. The only reason hysteria is still a thing is because people benefit from it, just like all the villagers in Salem did with their revenge plots.
This has been Abby Barkus
and Megan Johnson
with the Crucible Podcast. These people should be summoned for...
Achoo.
That's not my line.